What is up, guys? It's Walter here. In this video we're gonna talk a little bit about this bestiary. I'm gonna record this in one take, so I hope I don't repeat myself too often, and I hope I can also explain everything I should explain in this video, and I don't miss anything. So the point of the video here is gonna be talk about the general idea in the bestiary and the strategy you can use to get and how much value you can get out of each creature, and also where to spend the points, and of course which vocation can get follow different paths each vocation, and depending also the levels you will do different things. And here there's one more thing. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's. The third part is gonna be where you get the charm points, and these I'm gonna cover individual videos like how you get those 15 points, or how you get these 45 points and the 75 points. I don't know. And there are certain areas you can farm 2 monsters, and then it's gonna be like 30 points or maybe 50 points. In some areas you can find 5 different monsters, and then it gives you 75, maybe more than that, depending the tier you're hunting the monsters. Well, so the main tiers you're gonna go for is the guys that are worth 15 points. It's 500 kills, and the 25 points, which is, let's see if we have one here. Yeah, this guy here. So it's 1,000 kills. Of course, you get much more value out of the 15 points, because imagine these creatures here, they are much harder to kill. They're at least twice as harder to kill, and you need twice more the number. So it's like the difficulty is squared. So it's not really worth going for the 1,000 if you can get the 500 kills. At least not if you are going only for the kills. But now if you're hunting, and then you can do different strategies. And the point also in the videos that are coming after this is how you manage to do both things at the same time, hunt and get the kills. Because if you're just going for the bestiary, you just sit in one place and kill as many as you can there, in hope to be in the best place for the points. But what I'm gonna show in the following videos is gonna be where you get the experience or money while doing the bestiary, so it's not really just boring stuff, because after the 10th creature, you're really tired of this shit already. So so what I recommend is, if you're going for the points, or if you're really low level, you just go for the 500 kills, because there are so many creatures you get 500 kills. Let's see, here we don't have any of them, but maybe like these Fire Devils. Is this Fire Devil? Yeah, Fire Devil. The Ghostlers. If you're hunting Yellow Heart Quarter right here, you're gonna get a bunch of them. So it's really easy to get 500 kills. There's on even crabs. There are many places you can get crabs, but you don't go only for the crabs. You go for like crabs and some trolls, or crabs and quarters. And in the end, after you reach the high numberings in a few of these, crab is done, and then you get like a bonus 15 points for finishing the others. So it's basically the idea: go for the 500 kills. And if you are already level 100, 150, and then you can start to already go for the 1,000 kills, and also make experience or money while doing this. And of course, if you have a team, it's much easier, because both people, I'm quite sure both people get the kills if you're sharing the experience. Well, so this is how you're gonna get most points. Get 15. Get the kills from the 15 points. Farm as many as you can. There are some here really easy, like heroes. You go through Hero Fortress in Ezran. You just get all hero kills, and Vicious Squires, Vile Grandmasters, and get really much experience as well. Orcs are very easy to get. I haven't finished the Berserker, but it's not really hard because I'm not even trying. But I'm gonna post videos on where you get these and how is the speed you go there. There are many others here that I've already got, and it's really easy. Like the orcs, you find all of them in the same place. There is an event that happens that you can get a bunch of kills in a single place. The coring's really boring because for my level it's really boring, so there's no point for me going there. But if you are still level 50, 60, you can get decent experience while doing the bestiary. It's totally worth for you. Well, so when you get your first, let's say 600, 700, 800, imagine you have close to 1,000 points. Where are you gonna spend that? So depending on your vocation, let's see. Imagine you are a knight. If you're a knight below level 300, you're gonna go for defense, because it's the best you can do for a knight, because you want to be as tanky as possible. Damage is not really a problem for you, because you just sit there and exort things, and also your party members help you with the damage. So you're just there to survive, and they heal you, and that's it. So before you are like 300, maybe 350, and below that, you should always go for defense. After that, defense is not really an issue because you have a lot of HP. And then you're gonna start looking for damage. Damage, you will follow the same path of all people that go for damage. Later I'm gonna explain the path for damage. So defense, maybe if you are a paladin, you wanna tank a little bit, you can try this dodge and parry. But then paladins, I think you just go for damage as well, and mages, sources, and druids go for damage. The only one that can be a little different in the beginning is the knight, that you should prioritize your defense to survive, and you can hunt in harder places. Imagine you can go Rochambeau and you put the shells here, the silencers, and the Frazzle Malls, or you are in Nightmare Isles and then you put the, I don't know, the Ratchet Horrors and the other guys there. I forgot the name of those things. Yeah, those things without heads. Choking Fear, yeah. So you put both them and then you're gonna be really tanky. So I'm gonna explain what these two defense things do. This pretty obvious what they do. It's just dodge attack. It's one attack every 10, about that. But it works not only for melee, it works for ranged stuff and everything. So if they attack you, just dodge. So it's one hit less, you get damaged. And normally you don't die in one hit, you die like taking a combo when you are surrounded by, like, I don't know, 8 creatures, so you get 8 melee, and they also use a bunch of spells, so you probably take 20 hits in a turn. It's possible. So you're probably this is gonna proc twice if you're having a lot of damage being done to you. And this parry, it's the strongest one, because it's not only it kind of dodges the skill, but it also returns the damage. So if you're gonna take I don't know, it gives you a damage of 300. I don't know how much that you're gonna take, but it just goes 0 and then it returns 300 in the creature. Maybe it's good, maybe not good. Sometimes the element is like death damage. You take death damage, but the creature doesn't. And then you're returning death damage, and that doesn't do any damage to the creature. So you're gonna watch where you're gonna go parry stuff, because sometimes they go energy damage, but they are immune to energy. So you parry that, and they don't take any damage from your parry stuff. So you're just gonna use this carefully. This is very cheap. If you want, you could just buy this first and then you buy parry later. Now, the damage path is for sorcerers and druids, and also paladins may go for the same idea. The skills for damage is this: poison, wound, freeze, zap, curse, and inflame. They all work the same, just the element is different. It is physical, poison, ice, energy, death, and fire. It works like a critical strike, but it doesn't depend on your damage, it depends on the HP of the creature. So when it procs, it will take a fixed amount of HP from the creature, from this using this element. So it doesn't matter how much damage you deal there. So if you deal like 100 and then it procs, it will deal another damage that is fixed. And the fixed amount is 5%, as it says here. So it's really worth when you're hunting things that have 3, 4, 5,000 HP. Because below that, it doesn't change much, because the chance of it happening is like 10% as well. So imagine you are hunting something that's really tough to kill, at least for you at the moment. Like a demon, for example. A demon has 8k HP. So if you get, I don't know, ice, yeah, the freeze thing. So you hit, I don't know, you're a paladin. You shoot an arrow there, and the arrow goes 200 damage. Arrow 200 damage, and then it procs. The proc is gonna deal 800 damage. Let's see. Calculator. I don't know if you can see the calculator, but yeah, I'm using the calculator. So times 0.05. So it's 400 extra damage every time it procs if it's a demon. But also, demon has a resistance to ice, but it's negative resistance, so it's a 10% plus. I think it's 10%, about that. I'm not really sure, but I think it's close to 10%. So it's gonna be like a 440 damage. So you do 200 and extra 440 damage with this skill. But of course, you have to select a demon. It doesn't work in every creature you hit. So the demon must be selected here, and for that comes the tough part, to kill the number of demons. You can only select a creature that you have already maxed. So demon is not one that you're gonna put here. But yeah, if you're hunting demons, and I suppose, yeah, to make any difference, you should at least have killed 2,500. And then you can say, now I can hunt this easier. Well, imagine you get Zap. Zap is energy damage. You hunting Juggernauts. Juggernauts are really pain in the ass to kill if you don't have a sorcerer. You are a druid, and then you put a Juggernaut in the Zap. Every time it procs, it will deal 1.1k damage to the Juggernaut. It's really much damage. Imagine you just go Terra Wave, and then it procs in like a few Juggernauts. I don't know if it procs in all at the same time, but I think it's individual. So it will proc in 1 or 2, and then you go Ice Wave, Terra Wave, Ice Wave, and then you do, I don't know, 600, 700 damage plus 1.1k. It's ridiculous the damage this can deal if the creature is strong. So it's really useful when you are hunting things above level 250. Below 250, yeah, you can buy whatever you want. It doesn't make much difference. Of course, the defense always make difference, but the attack ones, sometimes they proc, sometimes they don't proc, but the creatures have, I don't know, 1k HP, so sometimes you kill in 3 hits. So it won't affect that much your gameplay. Now the last ones here, so I think I covered the damage. Yeah, of course. Cripple, Numb, Adrenaline Burst, and Cleanse, they are support. Adrenaline Burst, yeah, it's very situational. These 3 here are very situational. I cannot find a place where it's really useful, or it's useful enough to justify buying it. For example, Cripple. Cripple, it will paralyze the creatures when you attack them. Like, when do you really want to paralyze creatures? Maybe if you're a paladin trying to outrun a behemoth. But yeah, it's really situational. Like, why would it make any difference? And sometimes it doesn't proc. Sometimes you give like 10 shots and none of them cripple the creature. And by the way, it works in any creature. It's not necessary to be like, this creature is immune to paralyze, so it doesn't take cripple. Yeah, it takes cripple. Any creature takes cripple. But it's like, when do you want to cripple a creature? Yeah, if there is a situation, maybe you can justify for that, but I don't think it's good. There is a place that you use this, that is enough. Imagine you putting like, I don't know, Gloof Bandits. You have Numb and Cripple is the same, but the difference is how it procs. This procs when you attack, this procs when you take damage. Imagine you put both, and then you paralyze them. It's easier to outrun them, but sometimes some Kloof bandits proc, sometimes others don't, and then they separate into groups. It's really shit to work that, and it won't help you anywhere anyway. Just make it easier to outrun them, but I don't think this is the problem when you hunting Kloof bandits. Adrenaline burst maybe the only situation I can think of is like you are in a war and then you are fighting Russian Moo and then you put like those shells here like the Guzzle Malls and Frazzle Malls, and when you get hit by them sometimes it procs the haste. The haste is really fast, it's just like this tempo hooer. So yeah, it's good, the haste, but how it works is it will proc once every 10 hits. Again, most like the others, it lasts for 10 seconds. Yeah, I don't really know, but yeah, it might be a help for you if you are fighting people, which will be much easier to outrun and escape some weird situations. That's the only thing I think you can use. It's if you are in a war in Roshamu or other places that is full of creatures like. And it's the same. In the point is, it must be the same creatures, because if you have 3 or 4, it will only proc in the one you selected. So if you have more Frazzles than Guzzles, and then you put in the Frazzles, yeah, it won't proc from the Guzzles. So that's something to think about as well. Now these 4 skills here, they are pure shit. They're too expensive and too useless for the price they put here. Let's start for the damage one. Low blow. It increases your critical by another 3%. So the regular critical strike is already shit because it's 10% chance to proc, 50% extra damage. If you're considering one hit and it procs this additional damage, it's a lot. But if you consider overall, like in a hunt, your overall output of damage is gonna be, just for having crit, it's gonna be 5% higher because it is 50% higher, but it procs only 10% of the times. I don't know if you guys are following this, but 10% of the times, 50% extra damage, so we will get only 5% overall damage. Unless you're very lucky and you crit every Exorigran or every UE you use, but there will be a time that will balance again. So crit is already really bad because it increases very little your damage. And low blow will increase it by another 30%. So it's only 3% critical. So 30% of 10, it will be another 3%. 13% critical strike. If your overall damage output would be 5, now it is like 7 for one specific creature. So how shit is that? You have crit. You deal 5% overall damage to every creature, except that one. That one you deal 7% overall damage. So it's really small. But if you're really high level and the only thing you do is deal damage, yeah, 7%. It's better than nothing, right? Better than 5 as well. But 2,000 points for that is not something you should spend your charm, and especially really hard to get. Now the other ones, this is really shit as well, but much more. Enhances the ability to scan, to get dust, and everything. So there are no creatures you get anything valuable from, at least not at this present. Vampire dust, maybe 1k, 2k. So it will increase maybe, I don't know how much is that, 10%, 20%? Let's suppose it's 50%. How much money do you get from these dust, hardened bones, demon dust? I don't think you get anything valuable. Maybe, imagine you finish the hunt, you got 100k only from skin and dust. Now you get 110. Or if this is more than that, I am underestimating, maybe it's like 50%. It's still little. If it was 200, 300% more, it was still little because it's one creature you can select. Imagine you are hunting vampires. You put in the vampire, you cannot put in the vampire bride. Or you put in the vampire viscount, the other two you don't get extra bonus. So, stupid. Bless, 3% extra. They reduce the experience you lose by 3%. Well, if you look here in the shop, where is this? Blessing, yes. So here they say that each blessing gives you 8%. So if you have 7 blessings, you already have 56. So they are going to give you 3% more. So it's not even a full blessing you get from that. So that's really absolutely nothing for 2000. 3% lower experience lost. It's not like it's close to a third of a blessing. And only if that creature you selected kills you. Imagine you are hunting a place there are plague smiths and health flayers, maybe green lich, and then you die for the plague smith, and then you had the charm in the health flayer. You said, "Oh, health flayer is gonna kill me, I'm sure." So the plague smith kills you, and you don't use that. It's stupid. And the last one, God. You get more creature products from the stuff. It's just like a double loot, but only works for the creature products. Yeah, 10% more money. Yeah, that's good. But imagine all the profit you get in the hunt is from the creature products. Let's suppose you are in a situation like that. Just to make it the most value possible. All the money you get from the hunt is from the creature products. And now you have this 10% more creature products. If you had, I don't know, 1kk, you get 100k extra. And normally, it's not the case. For example, if you hunt vampires and get vampire teeth, or blood crabs, you get those bloody pincers, those items for the imbuement. You're hunting nomads, and the nomads drop rope belts. Instead of getting 10 rope belts, you get 11. What's the worth in spending 2000 points for that? So it's really basically zero. Especially when you're high level, high enough to have 2000 points, you don't get money from creature products anymore. You get money from creatures, and you buy the creature products from the lower levels that are already helping the market. So that's how it works. So these last ones here really shit for the price they have, at least until this present. For now, these are really shit. Unless they change something, they can increase the critical strike. Now is not 50% anymore, it is 100%. Then maybe it's more value you can get out of that. The damage ones, the strongest: wound, freeze, zap. These are the strongest. After that you have curse and inflame. And the last one, that's the worst, is the poison, because nothing takes damage from poison in this game. And yeah, in the situational ones, these three. Oh, I didn't talk about cleanse, but yeah, some creatures, they give you a lot of debuff, like curse, poison, bleed. Yeah, if you have the creature selected here, you don't take any of these. But another one that is like, what's the problem of taking the debuffs? Maybe you want to remove paralyze, but it takes one random debuff, so you cannot even select which one it is. You can remove paralyze if it's the only one you have, but you can also just Exura. So it must be a really tough situation that you need this rune to proc when you are in an emergency. And don't forget, it's 10% only, and only for one creature. Oh yeah, go for defense if you're knight, go for damage if you are any other vocation. But remember, this is only useful, damage is only useful when you are over level 200, and then it starts to become useful. And for knights, when you are over 100, defense is already useful if you are hunting in a specific place. But if you change places a lot, yeah, that's gonna be tough, because you're gonna have to remove the rune and put other creatures. It's gonna be expensive for you. But that's it. I hope I covered everything I should talk about. If there is anything else, I'm gonna make another video to complement this. But I think I got the points here across. And yeah, leave your comments if you like this video. Leave a thumbs up. If you have any suggestion, just let me know, and I'm hearing. Okay, see ya, guys. Bye bye.